Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday to you guys. Steve Collins coming to you from gorgeous, foggy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are ready for this fantastic Friday. So this subject, again this morning, follows the theme of the life mission that I have been given and attempt to execute faithfully day after day after day. And that is simply this: to change your brain, to help bring you an awareness, voice of one, W-O-N. You already won. We're coming from a place of victory, not towards a place of victory. And my desire is to break off bad habits, old mindsets, thoughts that do not serve you, the way you see yourself. If it's any different from the way that the good Lord sees you, then you are talking about... Sorry about that, you guys. You know, have you ever pulled up to a four-way stop and everybody just stares at each other waiting for somebody to take action? My license plate says take action. I took action and then everybody wanted to go at the same time. Sorry about that. Have you ever noticed that your thinking determines how you feel? And the reality that very few people get into alignment with is that you have the ability to decide what you're going to be thinking. Now, you may not be able to control the first thought that hits your head. However, you can decide in that moment whether or not you're going to be in agreement with it, whether or not you're going to get with it, and whether or not you're going to choose to replace it with something more powerful that will serve you and your interests and your mission and your purpose in this life. You're not a victim to your thoughts. You don't get to choose the first one, and you do get to choose how long it stays there and whether you replace it or not. So again, my desire this morning is to change your brain. Steve, are you basically saying that you're trying to brainwash us? Yeah, man, if your brain's dirty, jacked up, and you ain't living the life you want to live, then I am definitely trying to brainwash you. There is no question about it. I have no hidden agenda. My agenda is to change your brain, wash it clean, so that you can live the life that you are supposed to be living. If you're living under the line of privilege the good Lord has sent his son to die to give you, that you might have life and have it more abundantly. So here we go. Let's dig right in this morning, okay? Your joy in this life is not about what happens to you. Your joy in this life is not about what happens to you. If you wait to be able to enjoy and express the joy that is actually already inside you until circumstances around you line up the way that you think they should, you will likely never walk in any type of joy. And you know, there is a statement in my favorite book that says that the joy of the Lord is your strength. If you have no joy, you have no strength. If you have no joy, you have no strength. And in this life, would you agree with me with a couple of thumbs up and hearts that your attitude will determine the level of enjoyment you experience in this life? Whether you have joy or whether you have misery will affect all of the other areas of your life. So if there were a way for you to protect your joy, would you be interested in that? You would? Thank you. I'm so excited to hear that because I'm about to help you. Circumstances outside of your control cannot be given the key to the door of the joy inside your heart. You cannot give the key to the door that unlocks joy to your heart to outsiders. You cannot give that to people. You cannot give that to circumstances. You cannot give that to things. You cannot give that to one day, I hope. If you do that, you are a victim. And as a victim, you give up, surrender, and acquiesce your power to forces outside of yourself. This is the reason why most people, if they're honest with themselves, are miserable, because they have acquiesced their personal power of making a decision to think differently, therefore feel differently, to outside people, places, things, circumstance. Well, I'll be happy when. Well, when this happens, I'll be happy. Well, you know, when this occurs, then I'm going to be doing better. Sweetie pie, what if that circumstance never arises? You have doomed yourself to misery unnecessarily because you have put the catalyst for your decision to feel different in the hands of someone other than yourself. So here's one simple principle that you can apply. In San Antonio, it's been raining for a long time. This is not typical of San Antonio, okay? Lots of people are bitching and moaning about it, like, if you get upset or triggered or angry about things you cannot control, you will never walk in a life of joy. Oh, you may have moments from time to time when you have that margarita or that shot of Jose Cuervo. You will have moments when you have that fun thing happen, but walking in a sustainable, constant state of a joy, which is not goofy weirdness. It's described as calm delight, a steadiness, like a thermostat that is unaffected by the things around it, like a thermometer would be. You have the ability to decide to either rage against the machine of things you cannot control, or you can choose to celebrate what you cannot control. Now, don't get goofy on me. I'm not talking about celebrating stupid, horrible, awful things that happen in your life. That's ridiculous. I'm talking about something as simple as raining for 5 days. You celebrate it, man. What might that sound like? What does that sound like in the head of Steve Collins? I hear people saying, it rained. It was not raining. I'm like, shut up. You can't stop the rain. Here's the thought in my head. This is really freaking cool. I love the rain. All of the grass, all of the flowers, all of the trees are being watered on this constant drip over this last week, which means that springtime's going to come. The flowers in Texas are going to be amazing. It's going to be gorgeous. Stuff is going to be lush and green. And before you know it anyway, it's going to be 100 degrees during the summer. And now everybody's going to be like, it's so hot. And then they'll find something else to whine about, right? So I celebrate this. I celebrate that I haven't seen the sun in a week. I celebrate it that I haven't experienced that, because this is something outside of my control that I choose to celebrate, not to tolerate. Does that make sense? Are you following me on that, guys? So you have the ability to choose the thoughts you're thinking. Are you ready for a curveball? This is a bonus. Not every thought you have is your own. What? Not every thought that enters your head is your own. There are companies and corporations that pay literally billions of dollars to get into your head. Literally billions of dollars to get into your head, to, through repetition and a constant branding message, change the way that you think. You get to do it to yourself for free if you'll just take the time to reprogram your thoughts and take back your personal ability to enjoy one of the greatest gifts in this life. This is your free will to decide what your attitude will be at any given time. You get to choose to do that. So what is the key to you, my friend, living a life of celebration versus living a life of misery? Recognizing that although you can't keep the bird from flying over your head, you can't stop that first thought. You can keep him from building a nest in your hair. How long the thought's going to stay there, whether you're going to be in agreement with it or whether you're going to accept responsibility to replace that thought with something more powerful that will serve what it is you are all about, so that you can put some WD-40 on the gears in your brain to move you forward a little more smoothly throughout the day. My final thought on this: the reason you may struggle with this is that there is a payback in your life when you are walking in drama. There is a payback. There is a benefit to people who are walking in drama. There's a benefit to people who are wigged out, stressed out, and angry, and pissed off, and upset all the time. There's a payback. You know what that payback is? It's a counterfeit to the feelings you should be experiencing when you live an adventure-filled life, walking with the good Lord. He has created and designed you to have an exciting, amazing life with just enough certainty and uncertainty to make life an amazing experience. And if you're not experiencing that, you are using a counterfeit of drama to feel alive. The problem is all of those feelings are messing your body and your brain up and probably messing your relationships up too. Drama is a counterfeit to the adventure-filled life one can live when they are in alignment with their Heavenly Father. Would you like to end that relationship with drama and open a relationship with adventure today? Begin by being transformed by the renewing of your mind. If your greatest thoughts to this point have brought you to a place in life you don't want to be, then my friend Des Graham Cook says, have another thought. Have a great day, guys.